And save.
Save your butt. Hey everyone, I'm NornQueenAlexis, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Dark Heresy, the Queen's Court. In the last episode, we got into a fight with a bunch of Chaos dudes. They walked through a mysterious portal, Necrons popped out, and we're just sitting here like, God damn it. Anyway, with a proper recap, here's Vicky the GM.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Vicky the GM, and welcome back to the Queen's Court. When we last left our heroes, before the Heretics would be confronted, an escape plan was put in place. Werner and Rosalina would set up the demolition kit and bury the Heretics within this tomb if worst came to worst. With the explosive charges in place, the warband snuck as close as they could without alerting the Heretics. Rosalina attempted to mind control one of the exosuits in order to fire their inbuilt mining lasers, but the pilot was able to resist her manipulations. The man in the mining suit approached Rosalina's positions, but a shot from the Inferno pistol was enough to take him down. With her surprise vanished, the chamber erupted into energy blasts and psychic bolts. Werner put his grav gun to good use, crunching the other mining suit into the ground. Lynn and Abraxas rushed into the fray, putting on a case study in dismantling servitors with mathematical precision. The Heretic and the Warpsmith kept working on the Necron portal, taking intermittent shots at the warband. Meanwhile, the psychic servitors and the Chaos Space Marine leading the Heretics fought the warband back, but Lynn was able to punch her way past the servitors and take out the female psyker with a series of strikes so fast that she could not pierce the future in order to move out of the way. The portal was opened, and one by one, the Heretics walked through, with the Heretic leader picking up the body of the female psyker and walking through, but not before Rosalina slashed him deep in the thigh and arm as he disappeared into the green glow. The warband gathered themselves and tended to wounds. The portal opened up once again, and 3 large Necrons stepped through, their motives unknown. And we return.
Well, seeing the Necrons in front of me, I'm gonna put my hand on my sword, which is in its scabbard right this second.
The two Necrons up front seem to carry a large shield in one hand and a green glowing etched halberd in the other. The one who stepped through last seems to be carrying some strange orb and ornate staff in the other hand.
I'm gonna put my hand back and do some quick signs over to Aubrey for her to say on the microbead for everyone to stay calm but be ready for a fight.
Right.
And then I'm gonna step forward.
Since Aubrey has her helmet on, she does this seemingly without being heard on the outside.
I'm gonna reach to my helm and take it off.
The Necron in the center takes one step forward.
Wow.
Hold on.
You didn't fire upon me, so I take it that you can communicate? Victor? Victor? Did I cut out?
No, so we can hear you. He's just taking a second.
I think he might be having some technical issues.
That's probably likely.
Yeah.
Also, I just realized that this Cryptek is the equivalent of a 40k lich.
Lich, please. We got this.
I'm just saying, that feeling when you show up for Dark Heresy but end up playing Tomb.
A Necron Lord is more like a lich. A Cryptek is a scientist.
You're right. It would be the Lord who'd be the lich.
Yeah.
I think they'd all be liches, though, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean,
he more than likely has a resurrection orb regardless.
That's fair. I mean, if he's not a lich, why does he have lich guard?
That's fair.
It's hard to deny that point.
Very funny.
All right, so Victor, did you hear my question?
No, I was.
All right.
I did not hear it.
So I'm going to magna grapple the helm to my waist and look at him in his one eye and just say, "You didn't openly attack us, so I assume you can communicate."
You hear a strange sound, sounding like rapid clicking and low frequency buzzing. Before, intermittently, you can start to hear a word of low Gothic starting to break through, as though this Necron is tuning his speech to something, well, more primitive. Where are they?
They. You mean those monstrosities that were here before, the ones we're after?
I mean the ones who stepped through this gate.
They escaped us. We're after them.
You see the Necron with his singular eye scanning each and every one of you as his gaze passes from one warband member to the next, as though assessing you. And in fact, I'm going to have him roll a test, just because.
Who are the people who stepped through the gate? Probably through the gate, dumbass.
Oh damn!
Okay.
That's his base tech use. God damn it, Knight.
He has a point, Biggie.
It's true.
All right, let's get through this.
All right.
Sorry.
That was funny.
That was good.
So, it would seem we find ourselves aligned in purpose.
Yes, it would seem so.
I wish to obliterate them, and it seems you seem intent on doing the same.
But I must ask, once they're dealt with, will you turn on us?
Why would I do that?
And I'm going to say...
hold on, there's a slightly bit more to the answer. It defies logic. Our goals are not the same.
Pray tell, what is your goals?
To destroy them, to exact revenge for my world.
So they are using Necron technology to get around the galaxy.
No, it is far more confusing. It seems that whoever this Necron is has, well, his grasp of Low Gothic seems
equivalent to that of a Kroot. Got it.
Not quite. It's not. It seems like he is directly translating it from Necron speech.
Oh god, it's like those poorly translated Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I love it.
Pretty much.
Alright.
They took my world. Hold on, I need to change his voice slightly. They took my world.
My name is Rosalina Lockwood. What shall I call you?
I am Cryptek Osis Cord.
Osis Cord.
I will type that into Roll20 chat.
And I'm just going to say slightly under breath so that the microbeat can hear it subvocally. I'm just going to say, Lynn, do you know anything about this creature?
I'm gonna immediately start. Well, I guess I have to make a lore first.
You would. Let me see. Do you have anything regarding them? You do. You could either. You could attempt to roll an untrained Xeno's lore test, or you can just automatically succeed it.
Okay, so you knew what I was gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna auto succeed.
There we go. So.
And I'm going to tell Alexis. I will tell her the most current considered canonical theory on this species, which has changed so much out of character that I don't even know what the current canon on it is.
And you would also have to find the current canon view of the Imperium, so it gets even more confusing.
Point is, Alexis, Rosalie, I update Rosalina on current up-to-date Necron canon.
Okay, and I'm gonna subvocally say again, what are their weapons like? Skill in battle?
Their level of science is of a point that would be considered almost arcane, even to the races such as the Eldar. They really have no match. Their weapons will disassemble you at an atomic level.
Well then, and I'm gonna step forward to the Cryptek, and I'm gonna look him in the eye and just say, "Shall we be going then?"
No. I will be staying here, and you will continue your hunt. But I can help. I can tell you where they went, but this gate cannot follow them.
Damned. Emperor's teeth. Fine. How do I get to them?
There is another world. An outpost like this. That is where they have gone. It is where he is kept.
So this is not a full tomb world, then?
No, this is but a mere outpost. A lowly 100,000 Necron warriors remain here.
Very well.
You see him look... he was looking down on you because apparently Necrons are like really tall, and I just hadn't figured that one out.
Yeah, they're like 7 foot tall.
Their models really don't show it, but apparently they're as tall as... Actually, are they as tall as Marines?
Yes, they are. Necron warriors stand shoulder to shoulder with Marines. There's a reason why they were considered the Marine equivalent all the way throughout 3rd to 7th edition.
Fair. I guess I haven't... Guess I've never had time to compare a Marine against a Necron. Alright. I'm sorry, what was the... Oh yeah, he was... what was I saying? That's right. The Necron was looking down at you with its singular eye, but he looks up and is examining the architecture within this chamber before he starts musing... waxing poetic. This was how my world of Caligura was before they took it.
I'm just gonna put a slight message on my data slate to make sure that my servo skull has been recording this entire thing.
Mm-hmm. Your other one has?
What was this world like before that?
Slumbering.
From what I understand, your race is ancient.
We were before you were an idea. Before the atoms even existed that shape your body now.
And what is your purpose now?
I wish to regain my world from the clutches of those fiends.
So you seek to dominate a planet?
No. Reconquest. Those devils came to my world. They found it before it had fully awoken. The master program had not yet awakened enough. They were able to cut into the core, to break enough reanimation chambers, and they set him free.
What is him? What are these programs you speak of?
1 second, I need a name. I need the... Where is he? It is... does it... Apparently it does not have a name. No, that can't be. Hold on. It is... No, apparently not. It's just...
So I assume he spurts something as the name of it in his language, but I don't understand it.
Fair enough. He spurts it in the name of his language. The shard broke loose. We could not stop him.
Do all of your soldiers, guards, follow these protocols that you mentioned?
No, I had to wrest control away from the master program. It did not cooperate. Overlord Hastic did not give me operational procedures before he was crushed by the tectonic plates of Caligura.
So you're not a hive mind then?
No.
Interesting.
I could, with time, and he looks around again, take over this outpost.
And what's stopping you?
I assume the defenses here have already been activated. He seems to be speaking to himself mostly, sometimes ignoring you. Time is all that is in the way. I can give you the knowledge of where they went, but I cannot show you.
Knowledge is power. Guard it well. It's a common saying amongst my people.
Then the Cryptek points towards Lynn. She seems knowledgeable. She might be able to handle the information.
I will step forward towards the creature. If you can give me the instructions on how to get to the destination, I can probably extrapolate how to operate these mechanisms.
This will not be without pain. Biotransference. Strip me of that. But you still have it.
At what point is it? I'm gonna be almost confused and be like, what are you gonna do then exactly to show me?
Direct intersection. You see the orb that he is holding in his, hold on, let me see, left hand. Yeah, I had to turn around to figure out which hand he was holding that in. You see the orb that he's holding in start to levitate in his hand. Tiny Necron runes starting to appear on it. It is within here. I can give you the information, but you must be willing to accept it.
I'm going to look at Rosalina, but say nothing.
I'm just gonna go on the microbead subvocally again and just say, you do realize that this will brand you as a... What am I kidding? I know most of the stuff that you've gone through already.
I'm sorry, I lagged there. I didn't hear.
I essentially said, you know, this will brand you as a traitor, as a heretic. Wait a minute. I already know all of the stuff you've done.
What stuff?
Well, the stuff that Far Enough and Rosalina have talked about.
Oh, right.
I'm going to look at her and just say, can you handle it?
Look back at Rosalina and say, unless it's tricking me somehow and there's some part of the deal it's not revealed yet.
I'm
going to look back at Rosalina and say, do you trust this thing?
Absolutely not. But it's our only lead.
I'm going to look back at Rosalina and say, well then, if something goes wrong, give me the Emperor's mercy.
And I'll tighten my grip on my Inferno pistol. Of course.
I'll reach out my hand towards the orb.
The orb floats closer down to you as the Cryptek mirrors the motion of the orb with his hand. Reach out. All you must do is take it.
I will reach forward. And do I feel anything as my hand gets closer to it? Is it hot? Is it cold?
So, as your fingertips move inch closer and closer to the orb itself, you get a pins and needles feeling in the parts that when your fingertips and fingers come closer in a sort of a field around it. However, as soon as you grip the orb itself, green glowing lines start forming all over your hand and snaking their way up your forelimb. However,
draw my sword at this, really, and look back at the Cryptek.
Lynn's body, as Rosalina sees it, is completely frozen. The Cryptek is watching as though everything is, well, as if though nothing out of the ordinary is happening. But then again, how could you tell from a non-emoting face? But, Lynn, inside your head, there is a whirlwind of information taking place, and I'm going to have to ask you to roll 3 intelligence tests with a -10 on all of them, and you're going to need, let me see, need a d10. You're going to need 8 degrees of success on them all in order to succeed.
Okay. Well, here's the first one.
Alright.
I got nothing.
Ooh. Alright, that is 1 degree of failure. Would you like to fate point that?
I didn't fate point that one, but I'm going to fate point that second one.
Yeah. I can see you not fate pointing the first one because it wasn't that bad. Oh boy. This is bad. Roll
last one. That's a total of like 5 degrees of failure.
Let me see.
Oof.
Oh what? Oh wait. Hold on. Let me check something. Let me see if the rules on extended tests, because let me see. Occasionally, a character attempt a task so complicated it requires quite a length of time to complete. Engage such as these, the game master can require multiple skill tests to complete. It is known as extended test. In general, each skill states within the description whether it requires an extended test. However, okay, it doesn't. Oh, sweet. It doesn't specify whether or not you count the whole thing. So, because of my poor wording, I'm going to say that we're not counting the degrees of failure, only the successes. So
I thought it worked, honestly, because when I had read them before. So that's fine.
I did check out extended tests just to make sure, but because it is vaguely worded there, I'm going to vaguely word it myself.
Oh, I got 1 out of 8 degrees of success.
You got, let me see, you got 2, so no.
Oh, you're right. Because I got
Yeah.
1 automatically for success.
Victor, what's the skill for an Inquisitor to pass on fate?
What's the skill?
Yeah, what's that skill called?
I believe it is the Will of the Inquisitor. I don't think you have it.
No, I don't. Dang it.
No. So, let me see. You only made 2. So, here comes the question, Mo. Are you willing to keep holding on in turn for... Well, I'll tell you this. I'll allow you to keep rolling if you're willing to take an insanity point for every test you keep rolling.
Victor, let me tell you about this ancient Terran tradition of this band of priests. Like, you see, one of their initiation rites is they would take this box, and what the box would do is it would slowly ramp up to the most unimaginable pain just by like directly stimulating the nervous system. And the initiate had 2 choices. They'd put their hand in the box without knowing what it was, and if you revealed your hand, it would show you weren't strong enough to know the secrets, and they would poison you in the back of the neck and kill you. So do I keep holding on to the box? Of course I do.
Alrighty then, you can keep rolling. We'll see how many insanity points you can take.
Do you need me to take an intelligence again?
Yes.
-10 still?
-10 still. That's another insanity. I'll keep count.
Actually, yeah. Should I take another one?
You can keep rolling as many times as you want. I'll,
Jesus.
That one?
What is going on?
What is happening?
What is this?
This is why you should have been watching.
You're up to 2.
There, I got 2 more.
That's another one. There you go. You're up to 4 successes, and you're up on your 3rd. That's
Oh
the
my
4th
god.
one.
Okay, there's 3 insanity. 4 insanity. Hey, that's 5.
That is 5.
There's 7.
Almost there. And you did it. There's
Finally, pull my hand back, and I will have an extremely excruciated look on my face as I'm like immediately like panting and sweating and like looking at my hand to see if it's been like horrifically burned.
No, in fact, there is no physical pain, but you do see the green glowing lines starting to ebb away. It does not seem. It seems not to have made any physical alterations to your fleshy parts, but your mind, on the other hand, has been expanded, so to speak. So, to go through what Lynn was seeing and through all of that insanity,
think of that part in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood when Ed went through the damn portal.
Not quite. Not quite. So, Lynn, your consciousness was being violently expanded, not in a pleasant way.
I imagine restructured as well.
That is true, and in fact, in your mind's eye, you saw yourself being lifted out of this chamber and out of the and off of the planet. In fact, your mind's eye was drawn so far back that you could see the entire Milky Way and Imperium as it stood. However, the difference between you gazing upon a normal galaxy map was the green glowing dots scattered around the galaxy. Each of them, in your mind, you know, contains a tomb world. And the... what's it called? The 4th dimensional gateways they have that links, that folds the space in between all of these tomb worlds. allowing the Necrons to walk between them. And out of all of those planets, and as hard as you held on, there was another planet that was burned into your mind. It is... Let me actually check the map, because I need to know. In fact, you, without even needing to roll, you recognize the star chart that was overlaid against your own mind. And the Necron showed you. Where is the damn star map that I keep referencing? Oh, it's way back. Not that. Here it is, Chapter 10. It is the place on the spinward edge of the Escalon sector known as Myros Kappa.
Oh.
Boom. And as the orb floats, quantum levitates back into his hands. Lol.
God damn it, shut up.
That's too funny. He, the glowing glyphs, I should say, bleh. The glowing glyphs on the orb recede back to inert, living metal. There you have it.
I'll once and nod and look at Rosalina and say, I've got the location.
Oh, did you count up all the insanity that you got?
I put 7, I think that's right.
Did that put you over a 10-digit?
Nope, because I had not taken any insanity yet.
There you go, now you have 7. And, just as a slight little bonus, since you did mention restructuring, I'm going to, in one of your traits,
Ooh, what is he doing?
He'll tell us one day.
it is unnatural intelligence, and I'm filling up one of your forbidden lore slots as Necron, and you have now the your Necron lore has been maxed out. Apparently, the orb dumped the entirety of Necron lore into your brain.
More about Necrons than I know about Necrons.
Pretty much.
You know more about Necrons than GW knows about Necrons.
And you want to know what I learned from everything that the Necrons told me, Alexis?
That they wish they had their 3rd edition codex back.
That the Hiveman is the outsider.
Now, here's the real question about: does the the Necron Lord Cetra serve?
No, it's not.
Fantastic. This is so heretical. I'm crying.
So is that
Rosalina,
it then?
Hold on. There's a slightly bit more. As soon as Lynn looked back at you, there was a slight little green flash in her iris that quickly died away.
And I'm just gonna look at her and just wince for a second. Actually, I'm gonna probe Lynn's mind. I'm just looking for surface thoughts, that's it. But I'm not looking for her surface thoughts. I'm looking for surface thoughts.
All right. Oh, to see if there's something else thinking in there.
I am going to fate point that.
I'm gonna resist you. I just got mentally probed. Leave my poor brain alone.
Oh!
No.
You might not be resisting, but she still has to succeed on the test.
No.
Well, it was not enough degrees.
What, deny the wet?
Oh, deny the witch, right. Oh, in that case, Rosalina, as you try to probe Lynn's surface thoughts, there's a iron wall of resistance that is put up as Lynn's wards, so to speak, go up around her. And when I say wards, I mean it's mostly a litany that she recites in her head to ward off psychic shenanigans.
I'm just going to give her a look of almost disgust. Is that it then, Cryptek?
Yes. I will do what I can. But he looks back at the gate and says, the interdimensional gateway has been sabotaged on the other side. I cannot follow them through here.
Are you looking for a ride?
No. I'm looking for an envoy. Oh, no, an emissary. That's the word I was looking for.
I'm gonna sheath my sword. I am not one to serve a Xenos race.
Then serve your own interest.
Very well.
I can grant you one boon. And you see him step up the portal as he levitates the orb into a small alcove where it attaches itself to the portal. And you see him interacting with the glowing runes on his orb. And the gateway turns a slightly more paler shade of green. You can now step through and reach back to the surface. And one of his lich guards steps away, crunches one of the mining suits, and the Cryptek walks to the side, looking back at you.
Len, is it safe?
Oh, go ahead.
The gateway destination set, and is it safe for organic? Well, we know it is, actually. We saw the Chaos guys step through it.
Yes, they did, but they did have to fiddle with it themselves.
Well, I will go over and use my maxed out Necron to check and make sure that it won't destroy our organic matter when we step.
Indeed. There seems to be... now the fact that you can read the runes that are on this portal, you can see that the runes themselves have been altered by the Cryptek, and they do in fact show... it does in fact seem that this portal leads back to the surface in a roundabout way.
I'm sorry, I thought we wanted the portal to go to Myros Kappa.
Oh, he did explain that the Heretics had sabotaged the portal on that planet. He said they.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we have to fly there.
They quote unquote shut the door behind them.
I see, but it is set so we won't be just atomized when we step.
From what you can tell, yes.
I'm gonna look back at Rosalina and say, from what I can tell, yes. But in the case that it does result in atomization, I suggest that one of us go first.
I'll nod.
And then I will step through the portal.
Boop.
Atomized. Good game.
So,
End of my character was blood.
Well, you see Lynn step into the green glow, and, well, yeah, she seems to dissipate in the glowing green light as she walks through.
Abraxas, Warner, Aubrey, go.
Aubrey is slightly hesitant as she stops at your side, looking at you, but through her red helmet lenses, but not saying anything.
Abraxas?
Oh, right, White isn't here. Hold on. Let me handle him. He walks through, gives the portal a long, hard look as he makes sure, as if making sure there's no shenanigans, but he has no idea how this thing works. So he steps, boop.
So we're going through. I'm guessing this is an order.
Yes.
Before I step, he's gonna walk like right to the entrance of the portal and look to the cryptek and just say, "There will come a time, justice will come for you, sir. I hope you're ready." And
he has a strange idea of time.
That he does. Cryptek.
Yes.
You didn't happen to do any mental manipulation to my acolyte, did you?
Of course I did.
You didn't plant any of your bugs in her mind, I take it?
There was no Cryptek scarab here. What are those things called again? That thing that Katarina has in her brain?
Mind shackle scarabs.
Oh, mind shackle scarabs. I do not have any mind shackle scarabs on me.
Apparently he has a motorcycle, though.
Vroom.
Anyway.
Seriously, what is it?
Wow, that was a really loud bike. Anyway, I'm going to look back at the Cryptek and just say... Apparently I'm going to make motorcycle noises back at him.
Vroom. Seriously, what the hell?
I'm going to look back at the Cryptek and say... Why is it that you are helping us? Couldn't you simply deal with it? Or is there something else you're after?
Once they are destroyed, I am free to take back my world. Caligura will be mine.
Conquest doesn't suit you.
That is for you to observe.
And I'm going to look at the portal. Do you have information on the Eldari webway?
There's a strange grinding noise that comes from the Necron. Before you realize that before you recognize it as him seething with anger. The children of the old ones are not your concern.
They most certainly are.
Then I refuse.
For now. And I will step through the portal.
And as Rosalina steps through, she finds herself back here.
Is my dinosaur safe?
Well, you need to go check it out. You find yourself standing back above the surface in the dusty plains of Gamma. Oh, no, wait. It was Angel KZ8 Gamma. There we go. Yeah. What a horribly named planet. Please someone colonize it and for the Imperium and name it something dumb.
I'm going to name this place as Target. Commence orbital bombardment. Are you kidding me?
So, Rosalina, you are You're standing in the sands of Angel KC8, and right before you, you can see your warband, who are talking amongst themselves about the strange experience that they just had.
All right, first thing I'm going to do... Can I... This is going to sound odd, but can I use my own telepathy to read my own surface thoughts to make sure that there's no other thoughts in there that are alien to myself?
Sure.
I guess just telepathic link would be the easiest.
Well, yeah, it would, but if the meditation talent existed in this system, then that would have been it.
All right.
It's strange. Like, meditation even shows up as far as only war, but not here. Meh. Meh, I say.
I'm rolling fire of this.
Yeah. So, Rosalina, you examine your own thoughts, and from what you can tell, they appear to be your own. For now.
No sensations of anything moving?
Nope. Just thoughts arising and falling.
When we get back aboard the watch station, we're going to have to be thoroughly tested for any trace of them.
Right. Rosalie, am I going to have to bring up how many Imperial laws have just been broken in the span of about 5 hours?
I'm gonna look over at Warner and I'm gonna give him a little bit of an indignant look and be like, Inquisitor Lockwood is above standard Imperial law. Wait, actually, rescind that. I don't know if that's accurate.
It is accurate.
It is accurate, yeah.
They are one step above it.
Yes. They exist outside the Adeptus Terra, and therefore the Lex, as far as matters of the Inquisition go, so long as they do not, what's it called? As long as they have the political power to stave off the RPTs, they can do whatever the hell they want.
Now, to be fair, he wasn't referring to Rosalina, he was referring to this planet.
Oh, right.
And I'm just going to look at him and just say, well, from what we gathered... Actually, I wish not to speak of this here. I do not know the full scope of the Necron technology or their listening devices. We'll talk about this once we are aboard the ship. I'm going to call for Longing and keep moving. Longing, for those that are watching, is my servo skull that left with the message to nuke this planet.
So, as you do, you can hear coming from that strange rocky outcropping, you see in the distance what appears to be a floating human skull and a dog-like figure. I'm running this way.
Oh, Rosalina, there's another loose end we might need to consider. The lady who escorted us here has information on the location of a Necron tomb complex. I think they might need to get and he's going to kind of move his thumb across his neck.
You are correct. Let us go find her. It actually shouldn't take too long to find her. We have a small shuttle to get us there.
Well, the shuttle is back at the outcropping, and you're a bit further away.
So yeah, let's head back to the... I mean, we have to.
That's true. So, as you make your way back to the base camp that the Heretics have set up, you see, coming this way, the Windrider that you used to take here, as it floats towards you. And it is Amik Fosk, as she pulls the Windrider to a stop by dropping the sail. Oh, there you are. How did you get up here?
Long story. Do not concern yourself with it.
As you say.
I need you to take us back.
Go ahead.
I need you to take us back. Actually, wait. There's a radio station in this this place, isn't there?
In the base camp?
Yeah.
I believe there was a Vox set there.
Okay, perfect. Can it do orbital relay?
I'm pretty sure that it's strong enough. If you were to boost up the signal, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna look at this woman. And... how do I want to handle this?
You let me do it.
I could just kill her. But she is
Sure.
she is an Imperial citizen. So I'm going to scrub her mind.
Alright.
She's actually not an Imperial citizen.
That is true. This planet is not Imperial. But I am going to scrub her mind of the entire location of the tomb, this place, and the next 5 minutes, and give her a simple order: return to her people.
She did not succeed. Alrighty. And, yeah. She looks around, confused, as though wondering how she got here, and, she turns, she walks back out to her skiff, and, sets sail.
Oh, of course we took the dinosaur off of it.
Well, the dinosaur was taken off of it, yes.
Okay, so I have my dinosaur.
Yes.
All right.
You have your Saurian with you.
Lynn, can you give me a hand boosting the signal?
Yes, of course. Here, let me give it a shot. I'm gonna
I have
rub
tech use at 2. 2 ticks with 58 intelligence. What's yours?
63 with only 1 tick, so it's better for me to assist you.
Okay, so yeah, I get the plus 10 then. Right, that's what we agreed on?
That is correct, yes.
Yeah, I am just the opposite of Lynn right now. I'm just rolling fire.
I know, right? I don't know what's going on. I'm so messed up right now.
Yes, there's something's frazzling Lynn. Alrighty, so as Lynn and Rosalina work together to realign the Vox mast that is set on top of the main hab structure, you are able to get into range of the Watch Fortress.
What's the name of the Watch Fortress?
Let me check, because I honestly forget. It is... Oh, it's just Watch Fortress Ascalon, even though I mistyped the name in the... in Roll20. Oh, that's funny.
Watch Fortress Ascalon. This is Inquisitor Rosalina Lockwood. Please respond.
Hello?
Watch Fortress Ascalon, is that you?
This is Watch Fortress Ascalon. Please identify.
Inquisitor Rosalina Lockwood. Code number, and I'm going to give the code number of the Inquisition.
Verifying. Please hold. Inquisitor Rosalina, this is Watch Fortress Ascalon. How may we assist?
We are on Planet Gamma. We are in need of aid.
What sort of aid?
We need a planetary pickup. Extraction. Bring us back to the Watch Fortress. And
As you
brace
say.
yourself for bad news.
There's a slight bit of there's a slight pause in the Vox operator's voice before he says, "Thunderhawk gunship's being dispatched. Please hold."
Deploy Thunderhawk carrier vessel. Pick up 1 Imperial transport. Not Corvus Blackstar. It was a Arvis Lighter. Grid coordinates are as followed. And I'll give the 2 coordinates, one for the vehicle itself and one for our current location. Estimated party retinue is 5, including 2 beasts.
Oh, I was about to say. I almost forgot the dino.
Yeah, you bite.
Acknowledged, Inquisitor, Thunderhawk en route. Watch Fortress Ascalon out. The Emperor protects.
Ave Deus Imperator.
And the signal goes out.
Lynn, I require your counsel.
Inquisitor, what do you need to consider?
What magnitude of orbital bombardment would destroy this entire structure beneath our feet?
I don't realistically think there's any level of bombardment that won't cause considerable damage to the local populace.
What's that core destabilizing thing called? It's not the cyclonic torpedo, is it?
The surface cracker?
Yeah.
That's just a macro cannon barrage.
That is definitely not that. Hold on, I'm gonna check Exterminatus level weapons.
What you're saying is, though, is we need to do more than just break the is we need to get to the mantle, not just the crux.
Well, we don't know how far down it was. And if we know that we walked from the surface to it, it could only be about 2 miles, maybe 3, beneath the surface. True. And if it's a tomb complex, it's probably a starship.
That's true.
So we may just need a kill team assembled to go in and exterminate everything. I'll talk it over with the watch captain.
Okay, you're gonna have to talk it over with the watch captain. But I will say to you that, like, there's no level of orbital bombardment that won't devastate the population for miles.
Yeah, like the surface level stuff, like virus bombs and atmospheric ignition stuff, is not going to cut it.
No, we might need a air-to-core torpedo or a cyclonic torpedo if we really want to. But I think a proper communique with the Watch Fortress is necessary right this second. All right, so I assume we're just going to sit and wait. Also, White joined us.
Yeah.
Hello, White.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Necrons are the only thing that's awakening. Oh, here we go. It is a cyclonic torpedo, but it's the 2-stage version. The 2-stage torpedo is a more exotic version of the cyclonic torpedo. Though the warhead is still the same, the delivery system is radically different. Instead of exploding on impact, this device will burrow through a planet's surface with thermal warheads and detonate at the core. This will destabilize the planets and will shatter the world in many cases. They're used against worlds that are devoid of atmosphere or biological life, such as Necron 2 worlds. Go figure. In one attested appearance, only 2 such torpedoes existed within a sector. Okay, that's fine.
Excuse me.
Let me see.
Alrighty. So how long are we waiting for?
So, while you're waiting in the billowing dust, you can hear the you can hear in a distance the signature engine howl of a space marine vessel as it as it screams across the sky, and as you cover your eyes and mouth, from all the dust that is being kicked up from the engines, the Thunderhawk sets itself down and cuts the engines. With the Thunderhawk down, the front ramp slowly opens up, and what appears to be a team of serfs walks out.
They couldn't spare... They couldn't spare a kill team to pick me up.
Apologies, Inquisitor. There are not many Marines aboard Watch Fortress Ascalon.
Well, he's gonna have to make a call soon.
Indeed he will, but that is not now.
Very well.
Please, follow us, Inquisitor. We will have your lander picked up in no time.
Thank you. And I'll board the vessel.
Hold on, I need to grab another...
Is it at least a tech marine flying this thing?
Nope. It's a human.
That's scary.
What? Humans can fly Thunderhawks?
Oh, no, they can. It's just, it's not a marine doing it.
True.
Look, every time I've been in an aircraft in this game with a human behind it, it has crashed.
To be fair, that tends to be you flying.
Yeah, you tend to be the human. What did I do with the damn... Oh no, I have made a horrible mistake. I have poorly labeled the map, and now I can't bring it up.
What?
Oh no, mistakes were made. Well, I can't find it. Well, I'm just gonna have to you're just gonna have to use your imagination on this one. Sorry. So,
Yes.
as each of you boards the Thunderhawk and the ramp is put back into place, the engines are restarted, and the Thunderhawk hovers into the air and flies off towards the crash site of the Arvis Lighter. Wait, no, is it an Arvis Lighter?
The Black Star, wasn't it?
It was the box, I think.
Oh,
No,
is it?
No, it was the flying toaster.
I'm
it
pretty
was
sure it was
within
a
it.
toaster.
Wait, the Arvis Lighter?
Okay.
Oh yeah, the Arvis Lighter. That's the flying toaster, right?
Yeah, the flying bread box?
Oh, the flying bread box. My bad. Yeah, the Mechanicus has the hovering bread box. Tee. So, as you fly, the pilot was able. I'm going to say that the microbeads were able to recalibrate themselves into the frequency that the Thunderhawk was using while you're inside it, and the pilot calls onto the Voxling saying, "My Lord Inquisitor, can you please step into the cockpit?
Of course.
There's something on the horizon."
And I'm going to step in and look.
As you look through, I'm going to swap the map now because this is fitting. Once again, ignore the dude, and you see this town, city. Not sure what to call this thing. Let's just call it a city. I'm not sure, even though I'm not sure it's big enough to be designated as such. You can see that there's smoke emanating from the walled city. Lord Inquisitor, what am I looking at?
God damn it.
God damn it. I just saw that.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say, Actually, you know what? I'm going to roll a logic test for this one.
Alrighty.
Yeah. So I'm going to say, I had my suspicions, but this confirms it. There's a necronic space vessel underneath this city.
Do you suspect the Necrons did this?
I don't suspect that they did this. I know they did this.
Well, in that case, I need you to roll an awareness test for me.
I really hope there's no chaos stuff here.
Ooh, you barely make it with 1 degree of success. So, as you peer out the cockpit window, you can see, darting around the city, what appear to be some sleek and spiky hovercraft.
They're doom scythes, right?
Nope.
They're chaos vessels?
Different spiky Xenos.
Drakari?
Yeah, they're Drakari. It's a slave raid.
Ah, shoot.
Hey,
Here we go
hey.
again.
Oh, look, look, the damn Deathwatch are being useless again. Right? Who would have guessed?
My mistake. This
Well,
is a slave raid
not
by the Dukari.
Well, if you wanted to contact the Watchmaster, now would be the time.
What's the Watchmaster's name?
Jakul.
Watchmaster Jakul, this is Inquisitor Lockwood.
Hold on, I'm typing out his name just to... I think that's it. Inquisitor, good to hear from you again.
Good as a word. We have problems. Lots of them.
Oh, you mean regarding your egress of the planet?
The people suffer. There's a Dukari slave raid happening. Beneath the surface of this planet, there's a Necron tomb world. Or there's a Necron tomb that's starting to awaken.
I see. I will deploy one of the few remaining brothers on this station. Don't worry, he will be there soon. As soon as we get him loaded into the drop.
You're going to need multiple teams.
I'm afraid I do not have multiple teams.
If this planet gets too bad, I authorize the use of cyclonic torpedoes.
As you say, Inquisitor, we will have them loaded and ready.
Only do it as a last resort. Save the people first.
By your will, Inquisitor, the Emperor protects.
Have Deus Imperator. The Emperor protects.
Alrighty, so... Inquisitor, your orders.
Head back up to the watch station. There is angels descending upon this world soon.
And, oh, fair enough. In that case, as you fly past the city, you hear, Inquisitor, we have incoming.
Damn.
Multiple targets.
Can this thing engage in dogfighting?
Go ahead.
Can this thing engage in dogfighting?
It is not very agile, but we have guns.
Have them trained. Break atmosphere.
What about your lighter?
Destroy it.
As you say. And as the Thunderhawk gunship. I'm sorry, you asked for it.
Wait for harvest
So,
later.
as the Thunderhawk gunship increases its speed, the hull-mounted heavy bolters swivel around and start blasting away at the chasing Drukari. And they were able to blast them out of the sky before most of them break off. The Thunderhawk lines up a shot, and with its main battle cannon. Actually, what is the
The Thunderhawk cannon.
The Thunderhawk cannon.
I'm not kidding. That's what it's called.
How original. But then again, that's Marines for you.
Well, there's also the Baneblade cannon.
Oh, go ahead.
There's also the Baneblade cannon.
Isn't that I know the Demolisher cannon has a better name, but is it really just called that?
Yes.
Wow. Wow! Come on, G-dubs, you can do better than this. Alright, so the Thunderhawk gunship lines up, and the cannon on top of it?
Yes, it is on top.
It is on top. I haven't actually ever seen a Thunderhawk gunship in person.
Luckily, Reza is on the space station.
She is. And as the cannon booms on top of the ship, the Arvus lighter is sent into smoldering pieces. It has crashed its final time.
Can I get some F's in chat? Poor Arvus lighter.
On it.
So, with that, the Thunderhawk gunship is breaks orbit, and as you break orbit, you see a streaking comet-looking thing hurtling past you as it seems to be heading straight towards the city, towards the planet's surface itself. You saw a singular drop pod.
May that be enough.
Hey, look, that Deathwatch Marine I requisitioned.
Oh yeah, that guy. Well, so, as you... here we go. And you're brought back towards the Watch Fortress itself.
What ship did we use to get here?
Aristide ship?
Were we with Aristide?
Wait, what?
That's a legit question. Did we get Aristide back by now?
He never left.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure.
So what?
In fact, you asked the Watchmaster not to, what's it called? Not to send Aristide away.
Okay, perfect.
Alright. So, the Thunderhawk gunship docks in the Watch Fortress, and I'm guessing you rush straight to the Strategium?
Yes. I'm running right up to the Strategium.
Alright. So, as you make your way all back to the Strategium, rushing in as you go, you see that the hololith display has been set up, and Watchmaster Jack Cool is observing. Ah, Inquisitor. I see you have returned to us safely.
Yes.
Excellent. Brother Etigar is on his way. Is already on surface. We are monitoring his situation now.
I trust in the Emperor's angels, but... one Marine?
No, you shall see. You see, you hear Jakul shouting at the serfs around him, asking for a feed of Brother Etigar. And, hold on, I need to change a slight thing. Let me see, boop, and that is way too tiny. There we go, that's much better.
What am I looking at?
Hold on, okay, I'm going to need slight, I will ask for a bit of perspective when I move this. And as soon as the vid feed comes into place, you see a marketscape where Brother Edgar is busy blasting fools with his twin-linked autocannons.
It's a dreadnought.
Actually, that was...
Wait, where's the dreadnought?
At the bottom.
Oh,
Look down.
oh, it's a... Oh. And I'm just gonna look. You sent a living sarcophagus.
Of course I did. He was the only brother I had left to send. Like I said, Inquisitor, this planet has been deemed a low priority. In fact, we are here in observation duties. But that does not mean we are completely toothless.
There is a tomb below that planet that needs to be dealt with.
Beg your pardon, Inquisitor, but tomb? There are Necrons here?
Yes. A Cryptek by the name of... Okay, what was it?
Osiskor.
Osiskor. He leads it. He wishes to take over that station. I had the pleasure of speaking with him.
Jakku looks at you. His glowing red, not glowing, his crimson red eyes seem, what's it called? They seem to glare daggers at you. You spoke with the Xenos.
Not by choice. By necessity.
Were you able to... I'm sorry, the vid feed is still has the dreadnought walking around, blasting fools. Do-do-do-do-do. Boom, 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 boom. Sorry, it's hard to keep the cutscene going.
Good enough. We could just leave it. It's fine.
Right. So... where was I?
He was in the middle of staring daggers at me.
Right. I will have to recall my brothers to the station. It appears there is far more danger close than I thought. Once we have sufficient kill team setups, I will have them purge the tomb.
The tomb isn't too active as of yet, but the Cryptek had some weird technology, some orb in his arm.
I'm the fact that I'm not so sharp on my Necron lore, that's just a reanimation orb or something. Forget what it's called. Right. I like how, mostly throughout this session, I have been skeptical of my Necron knowledge, and yet somehow I keep, stumbling on the right answer.
They are pretty generic.
They are pretty generic. Oh, yeah. Can, actually zoom in and enhance.
Alright, CSI.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as soon as the vid feed zooms in on the three Drukhari stood upon some strange on a stone walkway, you see that the person in the center, the important looking one, seems to look up and smile as though he can sense that someone is watching.
Disgusting creatures.
Yeah, what's it called? The citizens seem to have been massacred. Those that couldn't get away. But the dreadnought is busy blasting away at any Falcinos that dare approach him. So, were you able to deal with my traitorous brethren?
We got a lead on them. We need to leave immediately.
I see.
Do not think me lightly. I do not order the use of cyclonic torpedoes willy-nilly. I'm actually I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna change that.
Okay.
I just thought that was funny because I wanted to hear your reaction to it.
Dumb.
I do not authorize the use of cyclonic weaponry without the utmost purpose.
But as you said, a last resort, yes?
Absolutely.
As you say. I will see too that the living Xeno scum gets purged before the dead.
Of course. I leave this in your hands, but I do want to report after this is done.
It will be yours, Inquisitor. Now, I have a mission. I have a mission to oversee.
Of course.
As you do, Jakul opens a comms channel through to what must be Brother Etogar. Let me just type that in to chat if anyone wants to. If anyone wants this, it's Etogar. There we go. Brother Etogar, this is Watchmaster Jakul. Status report. And you hear coming through what appears to be at first what sounds like static, except you recognize it as a run-on sentence of horrible expletives, which Jakul quickly turns down the volume. You'll have to forgive my brother. He gets into the spirit of things.
Very well.
Werner, do you bother asking what chapter he's from?
I mean, I will. I'll say, I like it. I like his style. What heraldry does he fly?
Ah, yes. My brother of the Black Templars, one of the Son of Dawn. He is none too fond of the Xenos.
Good man.
Yes, I believe he has been itching to get back into the field, and when we reawoke him, he almost smashed some of the tech priests.
Cogheads deserve it.
So, let's... do you start heading out?
Yeah, I'm gonna... I'm gonna start heading towards the teleportation relay to get aboard Aristide's ship.
The teleportarium, you mean?
Yep.
I wish that wasn't the name, but it is.
We end up in the lavatorium.
Alright. So, here we go.
I'm gonna teleport a dinosaur.
Oh boy, that's gonna be fun.
It's gonna stay in my hangar, don't worry. It's fine.
Alright. So, as the teleportarium gets powered up and the warband steps inside, actually I need to grab another page because, funnily enough, this is not where I thought you were gonna go. I am having to adjust on the fly. Isn't that just the joy
what
of
did you
every
think we were
GM?
gonna do? We're not Auto-Xenos.
I know, but I thought you were gonna go take care of this thing, but you sent in the deathwatch, like,
Unlike GW.
unlike GW, you're actually sending in the deathwatch to deal.
Hey, who's gonna go? A bunch of humans who have experience fighting cultists, or highly trained Marines specialized in killing Xenos?
The answer, well, We're fighting the Harlequins for some damn reason.
Yeah, of course.
Those things that are absolutely not any sort of danger to the Imperium.
Clowns are spooky.
Yeah, clowns are spooky, so you don't send in the Deathwatch, damn it. Alright, so the teleporterium powers up, and in a flash of light, you find yourself aboard the hangar bay of the Oath Unspoken, and isn't that a welcome sight?
Oh,
And the second
I just said home sweet home.
Ah, right. You just lagged out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1 second. All right. So the second we get aboard the ship, I'm going to secure the new animal into its holding cell. Look where my Arvis lighter would be. Cry a single tear.
Single inquisitorial tear.
And jokes aside, I am going to start rushing towards Aristide.
Command bridge, then?
Yep.
So, as you enter the command bridge, you see Aristide's command throne swivel about, and you see a look of surprise on his face. Rosalina, I was not informed that you had docked with the Oath. This is a surprise?
This day's been full of them.
I see.
We're hot on the heels of something big.
Of course, I wouldn't have it any other way. Where are we going?
And I'm going to activate the hololith and point to the world.
Activating hololith. Whoop. There we go.
Also, if you guys think I'm taking up too much, just tell me.
Too much? What do you mean?
Like if I'm ordering us around too much. Just
No, it's fine, Alexa.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Lynn, what was the name of the world?
Oh my gosh, I have to look up now and find.
It's Myra's Kappa.
it's a good
Yeah,
thing
I'll tell
It's-
you Myra's Kappa.
Yeah, it's fun that I write all these things down so that people can check the they can
Now,
check.
I actually have some information about Myra's Kappa. I think that Lynn would know because she read all her files.
Sure.
That's where Hunt found Harold, wasn't it?
That is true.
I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
how I remember that.
You remember it because I think Harold talked about it.
I just remember him saying he was from Yam.
No,
Oh,
he,
yeah.
he was from Frax, but he was deployed on Myros Kappa when Hunt found him under a gigantic pile of dead orcs, if I remember the story correctly.
So we know it's a world currently at war with orcs. Alright, I'll pass this in. Well, I mean, is Rosalina there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll pass that on to you and be like, I believe it's an active war zone with the orcs and the greenskin. That means the war is likely going to be indefinite unless something changes the status quo.
I'll ask the watch station to deal with this as well.
I'm gonna also bring up to Rosalina that Viggy, step on me if I'm stepping out of line here, but I'll bring up the fact that on several occasions it's been noted that the forces of the Ark enemy have been known to manipulate greenskins towards their own ends.
You just quoted literally every Dawn of War plot ever.
Also the plot of Space Marine.
Also, the plot of Space Marine. Man, Relic really needs to get a new plot for their games.
I
Oh,
think
no,
it's
it's
because that Chaos really likes to manipulate orcs.
It's
mean-
so easy.
Oh no, we're fighting greenskins. Plot twist: it was chaos all along.
Man, my armies are just getting dumped on today.
Yeah.
Poor John.
Poor Knight.
All right, I'm gonna look back towards Lynn and kind of just grimace at the map and just say, that would make sense. It's a good way to hide. It's not unlike the Inquisitional tactics.
Oh no, I realized what I just did.
What?
I just did that too.
What?
It's greenskins, plot twist, there's chaos behind it, except you figured out the chaos before the orcs, so I guess I didn't.
Yeah, I figured that wasn't the. I don't know. I figured we're a little bit past that. I don't think it was the twist, so I think you're.
The twist is that there are greenskins now.
The orcs are manipulating chaos. It all makes sense.
Hey, yep. Sorry.
I mean, okay, if you were an orc, we've all heard the theories that orcs already won 40k. So maybe they're just Khorne's favorite because they're always at war, and he just gave them what they wanted.
That's very fair. I have to make this joke, though. Man, I love being a part of the Order of Hereticus. What were your last three enemies? Orcs, Necrons, and Dark...
While you were chasing... Well... Fine. I should bring in some demons just to balance it out then.
I kid
I think
you.
it's fine. I like it.
Down with the Gellerfield.
Like, if anything, Viggy, I think it's cool. It's like, this lines up because Chaos always does this. It makes perfect sense.
Oh, and I'm just picking fun.
Yeah.
Here.
It fits. Don't be self-conscious about it. You didn't do anything wrong. You did good.
Now, since we are, like, slightly off topic, and we don't usually do this, i.e. talk about out-of-character stuff, we usually, like, dead set on the game, I have come to realize that I sort of miss low-level games because I no longer can do I can't do hive gangers anymore because you're way past that. So now we're literally dealing with sector level threats.
Yeah.
Fun.
So,
Boy, that escalated 3 years.
I mean, 3 years. I sure hope.
Wow, that
the threats
escalated
of
quickly.
Done.
Screw you. I would take away like 1,000 XP if I could.
Anyway, we should get back into it.
All right. Okay. God damn it.
I'm gonna look towards Aristide after this is brought up and just say, Aristide, this mission may be... There's no way around this. This mission is dangerous.
Of course, I wouldn't have it any other way.
I am down a drop ship.
That's a shame. Do you need me to requisition another one?
If you could. Actually,
I'll do what I
no,
can.
we have the Black Star in the hangar, don't we?
As far as I know, yes.
Has it been repaired?
He taps a few rune keys on his command throne. According to this maintenance log, yes, and it has been for some time.
Might I ask for your wife's permission to use it?
Of course. You do not need my permission to ask her. She is her own woman, of course.
Very well. And I will have him head to that planet. But I am going to go and talk to Polonia or Thalia Enzafor.
Yeah, her name is not Sonia anymore.
Of course, when you talk to her, honestly, it'd be oddly brief because she'd probably be super busy, but she would just like hear your business and be like, oh, yeah, you can do that, Rosalina, that's fine.
Hold on. How much time has passed? I am genuinely curious now.
Since we started, about a week.
No. How long has it been since Thalia got pregnant?
About
A really good question. I don't think it's been...
She was more than halfway through last time you saw her.
I want to say.
Probably about 6-7 months now.
That's what I was thinking too.
So that means... Does that mean that Regina is born?
No, not yet.
So
9 months
it's
later.
usually 9 months. Okay.
So, my bad. I was calculating that wrong. So she's at least 2 months out.
Yep.
Okay, my bad. My bad. Alright, so with that, the Oath Unspoken sets back into the warp and heads out past Yanth, past Lara 9K, and docks back on Juno.
Oh boy.
That entire time, I'm going to keep going to the fighting cages and just keep training my skills, but noticing that there's nobody on this station aside from Abraxas that can match me in sword combat.
Ha.
But I'm going to be disappointed while fighting him.
Yeah, well, he's not Morino.
That's the exact reason. Like, I have this little thing planned. Also, wait, Warner, do you use a sword?
I use a power maul.
Yeah, it's not a sword. It's not elegant.
She did specify sword combat, so that's kind of what she was
Yeah,
going
mauls
for.
beat swords. And shields. And literally everything, because they were the second best
Swords-
weapon ever.
Swords don't beat shields.
No, not
Don't-
swords. Mauls.
Oh, mauls.
Yeah,
right.
mauls beat swords, shields, and axes, but they don't beat the poleaxe. Actually, I would say the third best, because they don't beat the bow either. But that's
Yeah, that's
because
what
the
you
bow
said.
is the best weapon out of the medieval era.
Well, that's what I need shields for.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm
Shields are
gonna
great.
fight Abraxas in the cages over and over and over and over again. As long as you're okay with that, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna put my sword back, and then just the last day, right before we get to Juno, I'm just gonna say, it's not the same.
Not the same as what?
And I'm gonna put away the practice swords that we were using, and just say, there's no risk fighting you.
Do you want there to be risk?
No, it's not that. And I'm going to wipe the sweat from my brow and just say, with her, it always felt like I needed to push myself harder and harder just to keep up. You're good. You're really good. But, ignore me.
You're just gonna smirk and then, walk off.
And I'm just going to have a cold moment just to myself thinking. And then I'll head back to my room for meditation.
All right. Now, just to pull back the curtain completely, I'm going to say that if people want the time to talk, now would be the time, because I had something completely different planned, and you kind of sidestepped where I thought this was going. So let me put it like this. Remember those times in Mass Effect where you go and talk to the crew for one last time before the final mission begins?
No, because I didn't play that game.
Have you played any BioWare games besides Anthem, because it was terrible?
I
She
didn't
has not
play. I've not played
Have you-
Anthem. Is BioShock one of theirs?
No.
Okay, then
No.
no.
Babe, have you played Dragon Age?
No.
Babe!
Oh my gosh, Alexis.
I don't play
Um,
video games that often.
I
You need to play some good RPGs.
Still good.
don't know what stupid insult to call you in this situation. This nerd won't fit.
That won't do it. That's not mean enough.
Hey!
Luther's a little too strong.
Anyway, I am gonna talk to Lynn about how she's feeling about everything, and actually I'll just do this in character. Lynn, are you in the
Archive?
yeah, the archive?
I'd probably be I'd either be in the archive or I'd be like training, like doing martial arts stuff.
So you have that wooden pole that spins and twists when you hit it.
No. I do the Mr. Miyagi thing where I'm like sitting on the pole talking about balance.
Alright, but I am gonna find you. Where do you want to be found?
Let's say you find me in the archives.
Alright.
Actually, no, you were working out. Let's say you find me meditating.
Okay. So I'm gonna go over to where you're balancing yourself, and I'm just gonna look at you and just say, you're slightly off center.
I'll nod at you, and I'll open my eyes. It's quite a bit of information to take in, and even though before I took it in, I knew that it would be quite a feat, that doesn't make me actively be able to appreciate it until I experience it. So I think it may take me quite some time to digest what happened.
Rosalina, roll for me a scrutiny test against your perception.
You want me to roll scrutiny or wait?
No, Rosalina.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. So, as soon as Lynn opened her eye, it was a blink and you miss it moment. But you could have sworn that you saw a tiny little green glow travel along one of the veins in Lynn's eyes. But it was gone as soon as you saw it.
The second all of this is over, I think Inquisitor Farnoff needs to interrogate you to get all of that information out of you.
I'm gonna look at you and raise my eyebrow and say, you suggest ending my service?
No. Ending your service to me, returning you to your former master.
She's gonna look down and say, Rosalina, I know how interrogations go.
I typically do them via my gifts. I know not how she does hers, but I can only imagine.
I'm gonna look at her and raise my eyebrow and say, I can assure you that she considers me too valuable to be consumed for something like that.
Perhaps interrogation wasn't the right word then.
Unprecedented debrief with a giant lore dump on the Necrons?
That when you say interrogation, I'm thinking you mean like what you do to a guy before you, what the Inquisition does to the guy or to a suspect before they.
Oh, I mean what I did to that chick on the planet.
Yeah, we do to most people when we say.
No, typically I interrogate them and then mind scrub them, unless they're heretics, in which case I blast them.
So I started blasting.
So anyway, I started blasting. I don't know why this person was begging for forgiveness, so I just started blasting. Anyway.
Indeed, interrogation was perhaps the wrong word.
I'm just going to look at her and just say, an extensive debrief.
Yes. After what happened, I suppose I have several theses and papers and probably several extensive treatises to write on the Necrons.
This will, of course, have to be handed over to the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Quick interjection.
Yeah.
Lynn, you don't say the word that comes out of your mouth when you say Necron comes out as Necron tier.
Okay, sounds good, Necron tier. But Viggy, that's not right, because the Necron tier were the species, whereas the Necrons are the robots.
I know.
The Necron tier were the ones who got exterminated and tricked. The Necrons are the ones who were programmed to think they were the Necron tier.
I know, but it would be funny if
You're right.
Lynn now saw them as no different.
No, you're right. Consider themselves Necron tier. You're right.
Yeah, because the living metal shells might be Necrons, but the things that live inside their heads, that's the Necron tier.
Well, even if they know that they're robots who aren't really the Necron tier, they'd be programmed to think they were. So they'd probably you can't at that point you're like, well, I just have to know myself. We're Necron tier.
Yeah, it's a real grim dark way of looking at that. Like, how does a Necron warrior know what he is if he is just a metallic copy of what he used to be? That's spooky.
Indeed. But they've had a long time to come to terms with it.
Indeed. So, Rosalina, you were saying about the Mechanicus.
Of course, you'll have to hand all of your theses over to the Mechanicus for proper study, verification, and send those copies to several informants within the Ordo Xenos.
I'm going to look at Rosalina and say, well, I intended to write them under the scrutiny of Inquisitor Farnoth once I returned to her service.
Of course.
So I figured I'll look at you. I guess I would say it more formally. I assume she would handle all such arrangements as necessary.
I assume so. Farnoth has a good head on his shoulders. I do have to ask, though.
Yes.
Have you heard voices?
No.
Have you felt a presence that wasn't your own?
No.
Then roll for me a scrutiny against fellowship because it's you. Ooh, nice. As you do an intellectual interrogation of that question and observe your own mind for that brief moment, you find that no, there isn't there does not seem to be anything else producing thoughts inside your own head. However, there's this strange tingly feeling that you've been feeling at the base of your skull ever since you touched that orb. It's not unpleasant in any way. It's just there.
I don't believe that taint is an issue when it comes to these. However, I don't believe they have much of a immaterial presence. In fact, from what I've learned, they quite detest such a subject. So if there was anything wrong with me, I think it would be quite easily physically detectable. I think it's just a byproduct of a nervous rearrangement. And then out of character, I mean nervous as in nerves, not
You mean as in neuron?
Yeah, neural rearrangement, I should say.
There you go. That was indeed the word that I was looking for too.
You and I both know that the enemies of the Imperium are great. The Xenos is not to be trusted. And she kind of grits her teeth when she says that and just goes, they deal in lies and misdirection. That Cryptek took something from you. Or is manipulating you in some way. Or maybe through you is manipulating me. We are doing his dirty work after all.
I'll think about it for a moment and say, I'm not quite sure how I could, or I'm not sure how I could be in that unless him simply giving us the information was a part of his larger plan, which is the distinct possibility. But it does not change the fact that we still have our goal, Inquisitor.
That is very true. Curiouser and curiouser. I have a feeling we're not done with that Cryptek just yet. Unless, of course, the angels deal with him. But Emperor be praised if that happens.
I think that if he suspects we can successfully accomplish, we'll be achieving his own, tying up a loose end for him. If he truly does have other, and these members and these devotees of the arch enemy are simply an annoyance and a hindrance, then it might simply be that he thinks so little of us to send us on a menial task so he can focus on his larger goal.
You may be right. Thank you for your time, Lynn.
Right. If you need anything else, Inquisitor, I'm always available. But until then, I have to meditate on what's happened. There's a lot of information shaking to how I fundamentally look at physical reality.
Just remember one thing, and one thing always. Let the Emperor be your guide.
Yes, of course. The Emperor.
Never lose your faith.
Right. I'll definitely always have my faith.
And I will leave the scene.
Lynn, you heretical harlot.
That's just rude.
I'm in a party with so many goddamn heretics.
I am not doing anything heretical at the moment.
Really,
You wish you were.
You
What the hell? Just because Rosalina misses her sparring buddy doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Oh, you got one person manipulated by the Necrons, one manipulated by the Eldar, one manipulated by the Dark Eldar.
Not Dark Eldar, former possessed. Manipulated by demons.
Lovely.
What's the role for suicide?
I've got a lovely bunch of heretics. Diddly-doo. Here they are, all standing in a row.
Hey.
Not today.
We're just going to the chapel.
Yeah, you could do some praying. Speaking of which...
No, you're good.
Oh, no, you, please.
Oh, he's gonna actually have... He's taking his war gear there, and he's gonna lay his shield, his shotgun, and his pistol kind of next to him as he gets to the altar and says, "And a lawman I shall be, for thee my throne for thee. Fire hath descended forth from my hand, and my feet may swiftly carry out that command. Now will flow a river forth to thee, and teeming with dam shall it ever be. Et tu spiritu domine, liber nos." He's going to hold the sign of Aquila. And at this point, he's going to look at his hand, which was during the confrontation a virile hand of justice, and he sees it slowly, like the veins starting to recede, and the skin becoming more fragile, and he kind of holds his hand. He starts feeling the grip that he feels for his weapon starts to deteriorate a little bit. The wrinkles start to appear, starting from his hand and slowly up. He begins feeling the sag kind of chastise his body as he kind of is not in a very sudden way, but he's starting to very physically begin showing signs of his aging.
Those were beautiful words.
Who's there? And he's going to stand up quickly.
You turn to the side, and you see a man robed with the sign of the ecclesiarchy hanging from his neck. "Oh, please, do not let me bother you during prayer. I was merely remarking upon your words. They were very beautiful.
The service, whether it be that of a lawbringer or that of an agent of the throne itself, has not caused me to lose faith. I still hold true that no matter what service I was brought into, I was brought to be the shield against those who would wish humanity gone.
I see. And do you have reason to doubt yourself?
At this point, he looks at his hands, which start kind of trembling under the weight of his own armor, and he says, "Look at this. I'm not ready to end my hunt yet. There's got to be something I can do. The rejuve treatments, the more I take, the more I dissipate, and the less they work. But I'm not done fighting, Father."
No, please. Call me Confessor Johannes. I am one of the many brothers aboard this ship. And in regards to your age, at least you have the means to acquire Rejuvenate. I was not aware that the men of the Lex were a high enough priority, as he seems to unconsciously rifle through his own receding hairline.
Yeah, Warner kind of puts his hand through his gray hair and says, kind of strokes his beard and says, "Yeah, it's some. I had to make some calls and pull some favors, but yeah, like I said, it ain't working like it used to. I'm starting to feel my age coming, but I'm not done yet, not by a long shot."
What you feel is the pull of the Emperor. He calls you to his side. And what better way than to greet him in open battle against the enemies of mankind?
Yeah, especially we're fighting things that I've seen things that have left their stain upon my soul. And he kind of points to the pistol, the shotgun, and the shield laying on the floor and says, "And no matter, my only answer has always been to hit harder, but my recent service has started to tell me that maybe
You're getting too old for this?" He smiles, almost grinning.
that I've been doing it wrong."
Oh, I was not aware that your war gear had any significant drawbacks.
He looks and says, recently I've been surrounded with extraordinary people who have courage and who's as if it was placed in her throat by the Emperor himself. A woman with brains who can analyze and knows more about this world than any Lord Marshal or planetary governor or any collegiate of the Adeptus Mechanicus. I saw a man so young and full of energy that he jumped into a room with 5 other individuals and walked out. I've just been bashing and blasting for so long that it just feels like I ain't got what it takes for this job.
Confessor Johannes places a wrinkled hand upon your shoulder guard and says, "I believe you are selling yourself too short." He's trying to remember your name, but he doesn't seem to have seen you before. Your rank mostly is what he's searching for. Chestnut. You say that your companions are as are as what's the word I'm looking for here? I keep going for excellent, but that's like excelling, extraordinary. Let's go with that. Like I keep thinking excelling, but yeah, you say your companions are as extraordinary as you describe them, but have you considered this, that you keep them on the straight and narrow, that your burning faith and judgment is what keeps them in line? There are more. He keeps going. There are more things the Emperor demands of us than just the ability to kill. It is to have perspective on the greater picture.
Alright. And at this point, he's actually going to reach into his bag and dig out something he hasn't done in a long time. And he's going to pull out his old Lectitio Divinitatus. It's rugged. It's Grox leather bound and looks to be made of a type of paper, though it's kind of brown and wrinkled.
Johannes casts his eye on your copy and smiles, but he doesn't say anything extra.
Maybe you're right, Confessor, but I'm just worried about him, is all.
And it is your worry that keeps them safe, I am sure.
Maybe you're right. He's gonna begin kind of grabbing his stuff and says, "Perhaps one more prayer, Confessor," and he's gonna offer his hand.
One blessing for the road?
Yeah. And he's gonna close his eyes one more time and think back to the words that were said to him as the evacuation of Firecoth was going on. And he's gonna say, "Hold tight, men of faith. The road will wander far, and the lines between good and evil may be skewed, but that is not our way. Hold tight the faith that binds us together. Be the shield for your companions, your comrades. Be not the light that guides them, but the light that shall blind the enemy. Be the light that shall lead them to salvation, and be the light that leads them into the Emperor's light. Ave Deus Imperator."
Ave Imperator. You have the soul of a preacher, Werner. Perhaps in another life, the Ecclesiarchy could have had use for you.
Maybe. Hey, I'm about to go get some grub. Care to join me?
No. My services are still needed here in the Basilica Unspoken. There are always crewmen and ratings needing to confess their sins. I will have to collect later, Chestiner.
He nods, and as he walks out, he does one last thing. As he's exiting the room, he's going to take his hand and slam it at the top of the doorway. But this time, he's going to be, "Ow! Damn it!"
Wrong hand.
Yeah, no. Well, it's the rejuve wearing off. It's not as sturdy as it usually.
Wait, I meant the Doesn't he have a bionic hand?
He has a bionic hand, but he always does it with his fleshy hand.
Oh, right.
His shield hand is the robotic.
Right. So, who else wants to have a scene? Any takers?
Nope, I think that's it.
That is it. Well, in that case, the Oath Unspoken is traveling once again through the warp as it goes past Cell, the Agri World, which is actually a cluster of worlds, which has a bunch of rattlings on it. Lynn informs you as soon as you However, as soon as you translate out of the warp near the Mandeville point of Myros Kappa, the ship, the Oath Unspoken, is immediately hailed by a bunch of Imperial Navy vessels. And anyone who wants to be standing on the bridge when the translation happens, and Aristide always, as tradition, summons any of the acolytes that want to join him for the translation, for it is always a monumental event.
I'll be there.
Might as well.
Alrighty. You hear, coming through the Vox speaker of the command bridge of the Oath Unspoken, this is... hold on. Crap, I need a name. Someone important sounding. Hold on, grabbing the book. Let's see.
There you go. I just sent you one.
Argus.
Oh, perfect. Sorry, that was ahead of you.
Damn it.
This is Rear Admiral Omar Levantine of Battlefleet Ascalon. You are to return immediately and translate back into the warp. Aristide looks towards you with knowing eyes. Inquisitor, care to disabuse him of his notion?
Of course. This is Inquisitor Rosalina Lockwood of the Ordo Hereticus. I have business on this world.
The static of the Voxlink is deafening. As the admiral of the rear admiral of this Imperial Navy fleet seems to have received a slight slap in the face by being hit with inquisitorial authority, but the man seems to catch himself and says, "Yes, Inquisitor, I apologize in advance, and for any transgressions there might be later. Please, how can we assist you in this matter?"
Proceed about this war as it is going. Stay out of my way. Unless I call for assistance.
I see. I will relay this message to the rest of the fleet. Do you wish me to inform the Astra Militarum command structure upon Myros Kappa's surface?
I'm going to look towards the warband. I'm looking for nods of approval or disapproval.
I shrugged.
I will not.
He's gonna put it.
Go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, finish.
I was gonna say I'll even affirm and be like, on your order, Inquisitor.
Werner's gonna nod and put his fist to his chest. He's actually looking a little bit more excitable than usual.
Yes, inform them. We may need resources of theirs. We won't pull too much from this war.
Alrighty, let me just drop your subtlety slightly, but hey, that was a pretty obvious choice.
I mean, we're going on a war world, so I guess it's fine.
Yeah, having people know that you're Inquisition is probably better than not in this situation. So, wow, there's a situation where high subtlety is preferable. Good to know. So, the Oath Unspoken powers on through the Myros Kappa system, and anyone who is standing on the command bridge, looking at the hololith, can tell that there's quite a lot of Imperial Navy traffic going in and out of system. Most of them seem to be cargo haulers of varying descriptions, and there's in fact a lot of Chartist captain ships here with
Aristide, You may wish to do some supply runs for these men while we're here.
I will ask around, though I'm not sure I'll be able to do a supply run quickly enough. Most of these seem to be coming out of system.
Regardless, it might be a good way to get your name out there some more.
I'll see what I can do. I might know some of the Chartist captains that are flying around here. See if I can pull some strings.
Of course.
And with that... Oh, go ahead.
And I need you to take care of Godwin for me.
Who is that?
That's my dinosaur.
God damn it.
By the throne. Yes, of course, Inquisitor. Heresy says, not fully, not quite enthused about it. Is there anything specific he eats so he doesn't start chomping on the crew?
Surplus of meat will do.
I see.
As far as Lynn has informed me, these things don't eat that much, but they eat a lot in one sitting. Is that correct, Lynn?
That would be accurate.
I see. I'll have some, I'll have one of the officers of the crew pick out some delinquents and see if anyone needs punishment detail.
Well, actually, and then I'll start to go into detail over like a fully detailed like list of the amount of vitamins by grams and then calories per day it needs.
Oh, God.
Most of this seems to go over Aristide's head, but he seems to, he does in fact point to, he does gesture to one of the bridge crew to start writing all of this down, since he's not going to be doing any of that.
Also, once she starts going full into the rant, like past the part of necessary information, I'm going to hold up one finger to Aristide and take my shotgun, hold it up next to her ear, and cock it as loud as I can.
Jeez.
Well,
I'm gonna, in my mind, Lynn just keeps going as though the shotgun sound makes no difference and it's just background noise.
doesn't even hear. It's just like whatever.
Yeah, Aristide does the subtlest shake of the head. So,
Everyone, gear up.
Here we are, over the in orbit of Myros Kappa. The fleet of Imperial Navy and Chartist captain ships is bustling about, and below on the planet itself, you can see that there is there seems to be almost a spider web of trenches dug throughout. It is quite impressive and speaks of either a Herculean effort on part of the guard, or this war has been going on for so long that the task has simply spread out like fungal growth. And with that, I have literally nothing more to go. We kind of ran out of content.
I think it's okay. It's been almost 3 hours.
I'm gonna look to the warband and just say, we need to get our gear. We need to deal with the arch traitor as well as some greenskins. Be proficient in these weapons before we head down. Meet me at the Corvus Black Star and I'm going to look at my chrono. 8 hours. That should give you enough time.
Understood. I'll be there early.
Of course.
And with that, we will see you all next week.
Woo!
Woo!